Hi everyone, welcome to the brand new section of this course, all about databases and storage. In this section, we'll take a look at the database SQL package with MySQL. We would then execute a database transaction interface and see connection pooling, rate limiting, and timeouts for SQL. Later, we'd work with Redis and use NoSQL with MongoDB and MGO. Lastly, we'll create storage interfaces for data portability. Let's start with the first video of the section, the database SQL package with MySQL. Relational databases are some of the most well-understood and common database options. This video will demonstrate the database SQL package, a package that provides hooks for a number of relational databases and automatically handles connection pooling, connection duration, and gives access to a number of basic database operations. We begin by configuring the environment. First, create a directory named Section 5 and run this go get command to download MySQL. To install and configure MySQL, we need to visit this link. You'll find all the steps for installing, connecting, and other basic operations. As I've already done that, I'll skip to the exporting username and password. Run these commands to export: MySQL username and password. Now we can start writing the application. Create a directory called database. Inside this directory, create a file config.go with these contents. Here we have imported the support libraries for database SQL. We have specified type struct example that holds the results of our queries. The setup function configures and returns our database connection poold. This block will give us access to the database with the help of given username and password. As we have named the database Go Solutions, we'll create a database with the same name, but later on. Now, create another file called create.go and add this code. This file will be used for creating tables. The create function makes a table called example and populates it. Moving on, we create another file, query.go. Add this code to the file. In this code, we have defined a new function, query, that grabs a new connection, creates tables, and later drops them and issues some queries. Next, we create exec.go with these contents. Here, exec replaces execute. This line is for the uncaught error on cleanup, but we always want to clean up. As our next step, we create example directory and a main.go file for execution. These would be its contents. Be sure to modify the database import to use the path we set up, and add this library for SQL support. That's all about the code. To test it, we'll have to create a database. Let's check the result now, and then we'll check it again once we've created the database. See, we get an error in create.go. So I'll go back to the file. These if statements need to be in a single line. We run main.go again. We've got an error in the query.go file. Let's correct it. So now that you know how our errors are solved, we just need a database by the name of Go Solutions. We would need to go to MySQL terminal for that. Enter this command, and then the password of the system. We now create the database named Go Solutions. Done. Go back to the terminal prompt and run main.go. So you can see we've got the expected result. This line of code is how you connect various database connectors to the database SQL package. The commands would be similar if you were to connect to Postgres, SQLite, or any others that implement the database SQL interfaces. Once connected, the package sets up a connection pool. MySQL package provides some convenient support for go-time objects when talking to the database. This video also retrieves the username and password from the MySQL username and MySQL password environment variables. That's all about the database SQL package.